Right, boys and girls, it's me again. I was out and about yesterday and I came across quite a common plant really. In Britain we call it Reedmace. It's erroneously called bulrush as well, but that's actually a totally different plant. And of course in somewhere like the States, United States, they call Reedmace Cattails. The actual Latin classification for the plant is typha, which is the same in both continents. But the whole plant's edible. You can eat any part of cattail, Reedmace. Most of the books, for some bizarre reason, say things like get the roots and clean those up, clean off the outsides, and eat the inside raw or cook it for that matter. But you can eat the leaves, and you wouldn't, I suppose, try and eat the the seed heads, which is what they call the cattail part. But it's not just the edibility of the plant, it's a dual purpose plant from a survivalist point of view, simply because the seed heads, as they ripen over the summer, they turn big and brown. There's different species actually, some are smaller than others, but they all serve the same purpose. And there's thousands and thousands and thousands of seeds inside each of these things, and then in the autumn the plant dies back, the leaves start to die off, and the plant's flower heads split open and all this seed blows away on the wind. But I'm going to show you some Reedmace seed heads I got yesterday. Since I brought them home yesterday, they've become quite excited, and they've got little splits in them because they got a bit warmer, and they've opened up and the fluff's starting to go everywhere. But I'll just sort that out for you. Already a little seed head floating down there. Right, get this up here. Now, this is the thing. See, this fluff's all over the place. Highly flammable, this. You get your strip all that out, fluff it up a little bit, and everything's going everywhere now. And get your little striker, fire steel. That will burst into flames. It only lasts a few seconds because it really burns up fast. But of course, what you're using that is as a medium to add bigger bits of stuff to burn and start a fire. That way you just build it up and build it up into bigger pieces. What I'm going to do, you see it's opened up all over the place. I'm going to do that one there. If I just do that there, you can see it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of seeds just in a little thumbful. And I'm going to try and contain these seeds in a minute, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to preserve that as a firelighter. Something that can be lit up in the future just with a match or a firelighter or a fire steel. And I'm going to submerge these seed heads in liquid wax and seal it all in, and that'll allow I'll leave a little bit of a little tiny air hole so that they can dry out even further, and sealed in the wax. Once they're nice and cold, they're just wrapped in a bag, and you can just take them with you on a camping trip or whatever. And that's the plan. So we'll just put those there for now, and I'm going to use this little stove. I've used this one in some of my camping videos. Move that out of the way. Put it inside here. Firm surface. And what I've got here is wax. I need to be able to dip this seed heading as far as I can. So I'm going to top that wax up. I haven't mentioned this before, but I'm just fortunate enough to at work, the kitchen side of things, they sell lots of cheese on various meals, and this is the wax they put down blocks of cheese. It's just pure wax. It's a bit more. I've got an entire bag full of it here. I just collect it. There's hundreds of these in a year. The people just leave them on the plates, but I salvage some of them. There's nothing wrong with them, it's just pure wax, and they melt down on a net. So I'm going to light up this little stove. Get that going. I'm going to plonk that on top of there like that, and we'll let it melt. So we'll come back when that's melted a little bit. You should be able to see that it's all melting down there. You see that bit of wax there just fading away. Let's put another piece in. I keep this wax, as I say, and I also keep the residue of candles, whatever. There's always seems to be a little bit left, scented candles, just utility candles, and comes in very useful. I get through quite a bit of wax actually, because some of you might know one of my hobbies is putting messages in bowls and putting them in the sea, and when I put the messages in the bottle and screw the lid on tight, I dip it in wax a couple of times, and just to give it that little bit of extra seal to keep the water out that bit longer. And so I do get through a bit of wax. You see, getting it. Once it warms up, as it gets warmer, the faster it melts. When the entire amount there is liquid, I will be dipping in the cattail heads. So we'll get to that in a few minutes. It's nearly there now. It's poke that down with a stick. There's a little bit of a lump in the middle, not much left. Yeah, it's just about right. What I'll do now, carefully move this through here. To these Reedmace heads. Fluff everywhere. All this loose stuff, I'm just going to encase it now. And basically all I'm going to do is, at the top there, is just carefully put that in. So be careful, simply because I don't want to displace the wax too much. That's all encased in wax there. sealing all this in now. I just the wax sets reasonably quickly, so I'm going to do that there. Cake that in. I'm going to seal this bit as well, and I'll just leave a little bit at the end here so that the air can get in and out, and it'll help to dry this stuff a little bit faster. Yeah, it works quite well, and I'll leave that now there to cool down, and that's quite liquefied now. Turn the gas off. Right, that's set now. That's wax. It's all nice and hard there. There's a hole there, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to demonstrate this one. I'm just going to take a cigarette lighter and do this. You can see how you see how slow it burns. If you'd have just taken that fluff out and just fluffed it up and put your fire steel into it, it would just go whoosh, and it lasts a few seconds. And if you're building a fire, you'd have to put a bit more stuff on and build it up from that initial burst of flame. But this one, you've effectively got a torch for a while. This can burn for up to 30 minutes. And of course easy enough to handle because the wax is set. If that was done with, say, vegetable oil, of course you wouldn't be able to handle it like that. It would be a bit more awkward. But this is more than you need to get a good fire going. It's hot as well, hotter than you might imagine, which also is useful if your kindling's a little bit on the damp side. I mean, anyone who knows anything, if you're out in the woods and you want to start a fire and you're starting from scratch, the little bits of kindling that you might light your fire with, if you say you've got nothing, use the twigs from several feet off the ground. They might still be sort of damp on the outside, even wet, but by and large they're not in contact with the ground, so they don't get wet right through to the middle. And the heat off this is more than enough to get that was there now on the ground, just off the ground. Your damp twigs on there. It might get a little bit smoky for a few minutes, but that's more than enough to get yourself a fire going. And that's just with a common marginal pondweed. As I say, cattails in America, Reedmace in Britain, and erroneously called bulrush. Also, you can see it's quite tenacious of life, this flame. It doesn't like going out, so it's useful in breezy conditions as well. So I'm going to let that burn out safely outside, and we'll leave it at that. So I'll put that in there for now. So, ladies and gents, there's a million and one videos on YouTube showing exactly that same demonstration there. It's always fascinating to use these particular types of seed heads. As I say, it will work with oil, but it's a bit more messy. But dipping these in wax and packing a couple of them away in your rucksack if you're going camping, ideal. So, say, ladies and gents, if usual, you like what you see, give me a like, leave a comment even. and say if you're really ambitious, give me a subscription. Be much appreciated. Till next time.